Hey guys, welcome back to Moko Talks. My name is Moko, and I can't believe I'm making another wasted video. I really did not expect to do another one this in 1 week. Like first we got Sony doing some dumb shit with Helldivers 2, and then they did another dumb shit with Ghost of Tsushima, and now we have Microsoft Xbox absolutely taking the reign. Like basically they saw Sony do some dumb shit and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna top that. I am never going to accept Sony being dumber than I am. And here we are. If you haven't heard yet, of course, everyone had heard since May 7th, Tuesday this week, that Microsoft had closed not one, not two, but four developing studios, and two of them which are very, very loved in the gaming community and had really good success in regards to the games that they have been developing. So, of the studios that they've closed, you have Arcane Studios, you have Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dogs Games, and Roundhouse Studios. Now, I am I'm very pissed off. Like this is really, really something that I did not expect to see at some point in time. Because of these four studios, two of them had released renowned games that is loved by literally everyone, everyone around in the gaming community, be it PC, Sony, Xbox. Everyone loved these games. You have Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, the DLCs that concern Dishonored. You have Prey. These are all been developed by Arcane Austin. All of them. And we are already know the disaster that it was Redfall. But Redfall had his own issues with the kind of release that was. They were basically pressured by Xbox to release that game, and it was absolutely terrible. Despite that being terrible, it was a good concept to have since the walk not the Walking Dead, sorry, since Left 4 Dead never received a sequel or a copy of this idea, and they had tried to do it with Redfall, and they unfortunately failed. But failure doesn't cut it for Microsoft Xbox. No. You didn't get the sales even though we forced you to do this game. We suffocated that studio to release that game, and yet, yeah, it's the studio's fault it didn't make any money. And then they had the goal to shut down Tango Gameworks, a very, very beloved studio, even though no one had mentioned them before. But every game they released had been a banger. You have The Evil Within 1, The Evil Within 2, and Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, I played it so much. That game was insanely creative, insanely innovative. Sorry, my cat is walking through my thing. Insanely creative, insanely innovative, and I'm very, very sad that we've lost this kind of game, because you don't see this stuff anymore. You don't see games like this anymore. And in the wake of the line service of gaming, it's quite obvious you're not gonna experience good single player games at all in our time right now. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the details. I'm gonna read an article made by IGN, since they've already took care of gathering all the information in one place. Unfortunately, I cannot do this since I'm not a full-time YouTuber. We're gonna see what they said, how the tweets that got up. But by the way, this was really a blindside for all of us. Like no one expected this to happen. None of the gamers in the gaming community expected this to happen. It was shocking. It was really shocking news. All right, let's go for it. So Microsoft closes Redfall developer Arcane Austin. I hate that they used Redfall instead of Dishonored or Prey, which are really good games that had really good DLCs with them. Developer Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks, and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. So right off the bat, why did they say Bethesda? Because these studios were under the umbrella of ZeniMax, which has also its software, and Bethesda, and all the other these other studios. So they're all under ZeniMax, and Microsoft had bought ZeniMax before, and underneath it Bethesda. And all this, Bethesda used to be the publisher for these studios as well. So Microsoft has closed a number of Bethesda studios, including Redfall Maker, Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush, and the Evil Within developer Tango Gameworks, and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. IGN can confirm. Alpha Dogs Games, this is the other studio, maker of mobile game Mighty Doom, will also close, and Roundhouse Studios will be absorbed by the Elder Scrolls Online developers ZeniMax Online Studios. Microsoft, currently valued at over $3 trillion, did not say how many staff will lose their jobs. Most of them, if not all, but significant layoffs are inevitable. IGN has asked Bethesda for comment. Microsoft declined to expand further when contacted by IGN. Well, of course they're not gonna expand further because they know they fucked up. They know they're the assholes in this whole scenario that's been going on. Well, there you have it. They're not gonna explain why they did that, but we all know why they did that. So we're gonna read further, and if I haven't read the article by the way beforehand, we're gonna read further through it, and if they mention why, I will expand on it. If not, I will tell you why they did what they did. On Redfall, the Disastrous Vampire co-op game will now not receive promised updates, including an offline mode and new character DLC, as Microsoft has ended all development on the game. Microsoft said Redfall will remain online to play and will provide a make-good offer for those who bought the Hero DLC. So screw you customers, basically. Arkane, which is working on Marvel's Blade, survives the call, as does Bethesda Game Studio. Arkane Lyon, this is in France. Which is working on Marvel's Blade, survives the call, as does Bethesda Game Studio, followed the Elder Scrolls Starfield. So Bethesda survives, but not these games. Bethesda that made disaster after disaster after disaster of games, which includes Fallout 76 and Starfield, survived the cuts, but not Tango Gameworks, which released bangers behind bangers after bangers. This is insane, by the way. I just cannot comprehend what these assholes are doing in their management. Doom developer id Software is also unaffected. Well, of course, Doom id Software has been making really good Doom games. This reprioritization of titles and resources means a few teams will be realigned to others, and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us. In an email to staff sent by Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studio, Microsoft blamed the cuts on reprioritization of titles and resources. Wow, what a bullshit way to send an email, then. Damn. The email verified by IGN is below. Today I'm sharing changes we are making to our Bethesda and ZeniMax teams. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles and further investing in Bethesda's portfolio of blockbuster games and beloved worlds which have nurtured over many decades. So, all these gaming studios got the boot, got the axe, just for Bethesda because of the why? Because Fallout is now popular again from the TV show. Is that why? You thought, hey, maybe people will buy Fallout now. Yeah, let's give all the money to Bethesda, which still using a crappy engine, still can't make a storyline that can save its ass. You're giving it to Bethesda, really now, instead of Tango. Let's just keep reading, man. To double down on these franchises and invest to build new ones require us to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. This reprioritization of titles and resources means a few teams will be realigned to others and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us. Here are the changes going into effect. Arcane Austin, the studio, will close with some members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. Arcane Austin has a history of making impactful and innovative games, and it is a pedigree that everyone should be proud of. Redfall's previous update will be the last as we end all development on the game. The game and its service will remain online for players to enjoy, and we will provide make-good offers to players who purchase the Hero DLC. So, first of all, you give Arcane Austin, a studio that is insanely well known at making amazing single-player games like Dishonored 2, and Prey, and you give them a project that is literally doomed to fail from the start, which they don't have experience in, which is Redfall, a multiplayer online service game. Instead of having them work on a project of their own, like maybe Prey 2 or any other project that could go alongside of what they're used to do. Like, way to play to your studio's advantages and strengths, Microsoft. Good job, nice heads you got there in the top management. Alpha Dog Studios, this studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creativity in bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will be a sunset on August 7, and we will be turning off the abilities for players to make any purchase in the game. I mean, I don't know much about Alpha Dogs, but I know it's just a phone game, phone game studios that were trying to make Mighty Doom on the phone, which it's okay. Like, look, I've never been a I've never been a cheerleader for phone games. They're always not that good to make, but it's still sad to see a studio being closed for it. Like, these people have jobs there, and it's quite sad to see. Tango Gameworks will also close. We are thankful for their contribution to Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on platforms it is today. So you close this studio that made Hi-Fi Rush, by the way, a honest to god good game. I played it, I finished it. It's really a fresh breath of air when it came about. And this game had zero marketing, by the way. I found it just by chance on Steam. It had zero marketing. You didn't put any effort in this studio, and you say, oh wait, I'm not gonna give you money, I'm not gonna give you resources, I'm not gonna put your game out there, by the way. But if you don't do good, it's on your head. And on top of that, they did do good. It sold a lot of money, 2 million sales, and you still don't appreciate them. Roundhouse Games, the team at Roundhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roundhouse has played a key role in many of our recent game launches, and bringing them into the US to work on Elder Scrolls Online will mean we can do even more to grow the world that millions of players shall call home. With this consolidation of our Bethesda Studios team, so that we can invest more deeply in our portfolio of games and new IP, a small number of roles across select Bethesda publishing and corporate teams will also be eliminated. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified today, and we ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with respect and fuck off. Anyway, oh yeah, by the way, this line. Bethesda remains one of the key pillars of Xbox, with a strong portfolio of amazing games and thriving communities. Bull fucking shit. Bethesda hasn't released anything good in the past 10 years, and Starfield was a fucking shit show, man. It was a shit show. Way to put your resources in a really good studio, by the way, huh? That still uses a very old, very broken down engine. But yo, kudos for you, Xbox, Microsoft. Oh, I'm so pissed off. As we look at the future, these are impressive lineup of games on the horizon. 2024 alone, we have Starfield, Shattered Space, Fallout 76, Skyline Valley, Indiana Jones, and The Great Circles. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's why. Microsoft's announcement of the cuts at Bethesda come over 3 months after the company announced plans to cut 1,900 staff from video game workforce, and amid a boom time for Bethesda's Fallout series following the breaking hit Prime Video TV show. The closure of Tango Gameworks is just over a year after the launch of Hi-Fi Rush, what many consider to be one of the best Xbox games in recent years, by the way. Anyway, that's for that. Let's continue. In a series that Arcane Lyon chief Dinga Bakaba hit out at the cuts, calling them absolutely terrible, which they are. To any executive reading this, friendly reminder that video games are an entertainment, culture, industry, and art, by the way, and your business as a corporation is to take care of your artists, entertainers, and help them create value for you. Don't throw us into gold fever gambas. Don't use us as a strong man for miscalculations, blind spots. Don't make our work environment Darwinist jungles. You say we make you proud when we make a good game. Make us proud when times are tough. We know you can. We've seen it before. Well said, Arcane Lyon. Well said. For now, great teams are sunsetting before our eyes again, and it's a fucking gut stab. Lyon is safe, but please be tactful and discerning about all this and respect affected folks' voice, and leave it to room to be heard. It's their story to tell, their feelings to express. Well fucking said, dude. This guy is is good. Yeah, amazing. Inside baseball. But if I read immersive sim course from the community, especially from my fellow dev, I swear to God, please let's talk about the real challenges instead of rehashing irrational anxieties of the past. even more inside baseball, but with a very, very wide range. As a wise and sorely missed man said, please stop. Layoffs are sweeping the video game industry, with a number of high-profile studios cutting off studios or shutting down, in stark contrast to a year of blockbuster video game hits. One of the biggest ongoing industry trends in 2023 was the prevalence of mass layoffs, and they have continued into 2024. While actual figures are difficult to obtain, estimates suggest a number of workers laid off in game last year approached to exceed 10,000. Yeah, that's true. A recent GDC surveys of developers suggests 1/3 of all game developers were impacted by layoff last year, either directly or by witnessing them happen at their company. Well, enough of that. So this article basically laid out the information well enough for everyone. We all know what happened, but we don't know why it happened per se. So this is where my own opinion comes into play. Since this article did not mention it, I will go ahead and do so. So basically, Microsoft Xbox relies a shit ton on Game Pass, and putting games on release at Game Pass is really hurting your revenue, really hurting your profit, and hurting the studios a lot more, because you're not gonna this like, for example, Hi-Fi Rush, when it first came out, it on release day, it was literally on Game Pass. Okay, you're not having people buying the game. You're allowing people to play the game for free without actually buying a copy. Now listen, I understand if you want to give people a chance to try out the game before they buy it, but we all know that the gaming community will not buy the game if they have it for free. No, why would you even think, like as a gamer, why would you buy a game if it's for free? Like, if you want to go to do that, like extra initiative and just go, oh, this studio made this game, well, let me go support them and buy the game. Sure, some of us may think that way, but a lot of other people will just not. They will see a free game and they will play it and not buy it. So you're not even giving your studios a chance. You're not. With the Game Pass, everything is about the Game Pass. It's a failed module. Please stop using it. Like, I understand that a lot of you people who are gonna see this video are gonna say, hey, no, wait, no, stop what you're saying. Game Pass is allowing me to play a lot of video games. I don't have enough money to buy video games, etc, etc, etc. You're right. But the way they're using Game Pass is wrong. Because if a new game comes out, then let it sit there for like 5 months, have people play it, buy it and play them, make the sales go up, and then you can put it on Game Pass. But not before the first few months. You can't just put it on Game Pass on release and expect people to expect sales to be high, expect from this game to have high revenue. It's just not possible. Also, the way they're thinking is insanely stupid. Like, they saw the way Fallout has been received by the new TV show, and they immediately went like, wow, we need to invest in Bethesda now because people are liking the Fallout TV show. Hey, let's put all our money or resources, like allocate all of them to Bethesda so we can capitalize on that. That's not how it works. Okay, but why would you kill two insanely good studios like Tango and Arcane Austin? Why would you do that? What comes into your mind when you think about it? Like, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane, and it's complete nonsense to do so. The gaming industry has been dying and thirsty for good quality games, and you're not letting them. You don't even think anymore. People in the there's a recent interview with the president of the Xbox Microsoft, and she doesn't know what she's talking about, which is gonna be a different video altogether, by the way. This is absolutely insane. The way these suits are thinking in the gaming industry is just not possible. It just doesn't make any sense at all. To even put matters to worse, this is what we got from Mike Ibarra, the former president of Blizzard and the vice president of Microsoft. Listen, just look at his tweet, man. Look at this tweet. Let me do this. I see a lot of shots at Phil over today's Xbox announcement. No shit, the guy isn't affected by all of this and he doesn't care. I get it, but knowing him as a human, I know this hurts him as much as anyone else. Really, tell that to the 10,000 layoffs you just did. I can't speak for all the leadership there, but I do know him and I do know what he is likely going through. What? What is he going through? Elaborate more. I'm not trying to defend the decisions. I think we all get ourselves into situations that are tough and unexpected. Certainly I have. It's part of the job, as is the accountability for the outcomes. But he's a good human and he cares deeply for the creative process and developers. That's my first-hand experience in working closely with him for 8+ years and knowing him for 24+. This tweet what was made, let's look, May 7th, 9:38 p.m. That's my time, I think. It was literally tweeted after all the announcements were made, after all the layoffs were made, after all the shutdowns were made. How are you guys? How do you guys wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, do your stuff? How does your brain function? Do you have any ounce of compassion to the people who lost their jobs? Do you have any ounce of compassion to the people who the rug you pulled from under? If Phil actually gave a shit about all these people, if Phil Spencer, by the way, the president, not the president, but basically the head of the Xbox and Microsoft, if he gave a shit about these people, if he actually if he is actually a good person, why is he still making the millions and millions and millions of dollars and letting these people lose their jobs? Why does he give out his business, his bonuses, his raises? Why don't he use some of his money to keep these studios afloat while he knew that these studios were making good games? Why? Then let him be compassionate, let him be the good human he is and keep these studios afloat from people jobs being cut off from them. I 100% understand the anger and confusion. I don't think you do. And I feel deeply sorry for those teams impacted today and over the last few months. I would 100%, I would bet my whole left arm that as soon as these people read this tweet, they all cursed them. They all cursed. Everyone felt like shit when they're reading this tweet because it is so out of touch. It is so deaf-toned. I can't even possibly describe it even better than this. I didn't agree with every decision he made at Xbox, and I think that was pretty clear, but I do believe in his product leadership. I know how hard these decisions will be. Yeah, no, his product leadership is bullshit. Xbox could have a very bright future. I hope they're able to realize it, and all of the teams have an incredible experience together. It's certainly a tough time that needs great clarity in what plan ahead is and how gamers everywhere can be excited for. Man, I just have one phrase to tell you. Read the fucking room. You don't make a tweet like this after thousands and thousands of people lost their job. This is... Oh man, I just can't. I don't know what to say anymore. Sony is a soulless piece of shit corporate company. Microsoft, Xbox is a soulless piece of shit corporate company, and neither of them deserve any support ever again. I'm just gonna put it out there. If you, as a person, not as a gamer, as a person, still support them through PlayStation Plus or Game Pass, then you literally do not have an ounce of compassion and understanding to how the gaming industry is moving forward. These people don't care about art anymore. They don't. They care about how much money they can get out of people, out of the gaming community, out of gamers, out of everyone. Stop supporting AAA gaming companies. Stop supporting Bethesda. Stop supporting Microsoft, Xbox. Stop supporting Sony. It is just insane that people still can't see past the veil. These companies just want live service games. That's all they want and all they ever care about. Even EA is now thinking of adding ads in single player games. Ads in your games. It's just they're so off the rail. You can't even see them anymore. I would say start supporting smaller gaming companies, double A gaming companies, indie game companies. Just if you see a game in early access, just give it some money, man. Put these small studios on the map, because these small studios are the people that we need to be supporting right now. All right, not publishers or huge studios like Bethesda or like Sony or like EA or Ubisoft. Let's put those, or Blizzard. Let's put these in the trash. Stop supporting them. Stop giving them money. Literally break them down, bring them to their knees, because that's the only thing. That's the only way we can make ourselves heard. All right. All they did this just because of Game Pass. All right, because they saw that, oh wait, these studios are not giving us, they're not giving us the sales and expectation we need from our Game Pass. It's like, you know how they think, man. They say, oh, this game is coming out right now, it's on Game Pass, go buy it. You know, that's how they do it. They put it behind a wall that is Game Pass and say, come buy this game, you know. And listen, I will not speak to everyone here, okay, or on behalf of all the gamers out there, but if you already have a Game Pass, you're gonna see this game and you're like, yeah, I'll play it later, you know, because you already have so much other games that you want to play, and you know this game is gonna stay on Game Pass, and you don't have to buy it or, you know, even look at it. It's gonna be like, it's gonna sit there and on Game Pass, no one's gonna touch it. Also, people will see a game going out, you know, being released. Maybe it's not the first release on Game Pass, but they will say, oh yeah, I'll buy this game when it's on Game Pass. I'm not gonna buy it right now. It hurts studios when people think this way. It actually does, because this game does not do well for the first month, the second, third, fourth, until it's on Game Pass, which that's way behind, like way later, and it's already too late for the studio because it did not gain the revenue from the production cost. It didn't cover the costs, because the first 6 months are insanely important for these studios to make up for what they spent on cost to make this game, you know. So all this Game Pass, PS Plus, all this bullshit really needs to stop, really. Again, I understand people who don't have the money to buy a $60 games, $40, $50 games. I understand. But what you're doing here is basically this. These companies are just gonna keep raising the money on Game Pass and PS Plus until it's now $80, $90, $100. Okay, they're gonna notice this and they're gonna say, all right, so people already have PS account, they're not gonna buy games, so let's just increase the Game Pass or increase the PlayStation Plus per month payment, you know, or cost, and they're gonna make and video games are gonna just rise more in pricing, because, you know, they want to cover the cost, you know. If by chance people just stopped using Game Pass, stop using PS Plus, and see a new game coming out like $40, $50, you know, they start buying it, you know. All right, people are buying games at $50. If they increase the price, stop buying them. Stop buying games. I'm pretty sure this will force these companies to lower the amount of money they put out for games. But if you're gonna keep buying games like FIFA's that is $80 now, or Call of Duty that is also $80, or any other games that made by EA or made by Ubisoft, made by Activision Blizzard, if you're gonna keep putting $70, $80 to buy these games, these gaming publishers are gonna keep raising the cost of video games, and they don't really need it. They are making a lot of money, and these smaller studios are gonna look at these companies and say, well, I can't compete with that. I need a publisher like them. And if they go to this publisher, they're gonna either get shut down like Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin, or they're gonna get, you know, broken down and dissolved to other projects. It's just not the way to go. We need to protect these studios. We need to protect the gaming industry from corporate greed such as this. And these kind of practices are just, they make me sick, honestly. Well, that's been me for this video. I hope you guys, if you make it this far, drop a like, comment on below, and subscribe if you want to keep this content going. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye bye.